Subjas 39 Gripen and the multi-role project acquisition. What you need to know: the recent Memorandum of Understanding, MO, signed between Sweden and the Philippines, has sparked many discussions about whether Saab will secure the multi-role fighter acquisition project. Although Saab's Gripens have an edge over the competition, including Lockheed Martin's F-16 Block 70-70 seconds, there are still certain issues that the Department of National Defense, DND, needs to address before making a final decision. It's important to note that the MO signed between the two governments doesn't only involve Gripen, but all of Sweden's defense companies, including Saab. The agreement also covers defense arrangements between the two countries. While Sweden has already made a mark in the armed forces of the Philippines with their state-of-the-art AMB-C Giraffe radars and 9LC Mk4 combat management system, the DND is taking a cautious approach with regards to the multi-role fighter acquisition project. Before any down payment is made and a contract is signed, the DND is taking the necessary steps to ensure that all aspects of the Gripen proposal are thoroughly evaluated. Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro made it clear that every deal his department will have for the AFP modernization program will be sustainable. This means that the need for the aircraft from its maintenance to spare needs will be attended to. And we don't rule out DND urging the proponents in all AFP modernization projects to have facilities within the country. Having partnerships with local companies, same as the agreement Lockheed Martin has with Asian Aerospace Company for the maintenance of the S-70I Black Hawk helicopters. Israel Shipyard did this as well when they assisted the Philippine Navy in constructing a new workshop for the Acero-class fast attack boats in Sangley Point, Cavite. This means that Saab has to have a facility within the country to cater to the needs of those Gripens. This is also to avoid the same problem the Philippine Air Force encountered when they received the FA-50s in 2015. Having only a guarantee from the proponent about the aircraft spares and maintenance is not enough. The DND wants to make sure all is acted upon with urgency. The other item is about the Philippine government's access to the weapon systems for those Gripens, especially the missile systems. The Gripen's main air-to-air missile is the Meteor Beyond Visual Air-to-Air Missile and the Iris-T Short-Range Air-to-Air Missile. While it's the RBS-15 Gingner for its long-range air-to-ground missile, we believe that these weapons. Of all the current operators of the JAS 39 Gripens outside Sweden, only Brazil has access to the Meteor missile, which is part of their agreement with Saab for the acquisition of JAS 39E in 2014. That includes a technology transfer agreement, while other operators like the Czech Republic, Hungary, and Thailand have AIM-120s for their Gripens. Would Sweden give us the privilege to access the Meteor missile that other Gripens operators don't have? The integration of Gripens with the Philippine Air Force's existing systems. A technical and quantity analysis: the Philippine Air Force, PAF, has already equipped itself with several missile systems, including I-Derby Beyond Visual Range Air-to-Air Missiles, Phyton 5 All-Aspect Short-Range Air-to-Air Missiles, and AIM-9L Sidewinders. While Gripen systems have an open architecture for integrating these missile systems, the PAF is left to wonder if the integration process will go as smoothly as the DND had expected. It's essential to note that the integration process is only meant to cater to a specific country's requirements for the aircraft system. Apart from technical concerns, the deal also includes the possibility of acquiring additional Gripens. The Swedish Air Force has recently introduced a newer JAS 39E variant, which opens up more upgraded versions of C&D Gripens that the PAF can obtain. Saab is currently upgrading the Swedish Air Force's Gripens C&D, with ongoing works contracted until 2029. However, Sweden officials have stated their willingness to trade some of their Gripens to Ukraine for NATO membership. This announcement raises questions about their commitments to the Philippine government. Secretary Teodoro emphasizes the importance of quantity in ongoing acquisitions. While 14 newly built Gripens CD surpass what Lockheed Martin can offer, the extra number of Gripens that Saab can ensure is a welcome development for the DND. As the saying goes, quantity has a quality of its own. Saab's marketing of Gripen and the Philippine government's MRF acquisition, it's important to note that the negotiations involving the items previously discussed will only come into play when Saab fully markets Gripen to the Philippine government. The Swedish government and Saab need to fulfill their commitments for the MRF acquisition during the negotiations. The Department of National Defense, DND, has given a timeframe to see if the winning proponent will fulfill their pledges before anything is signed and paid off. Failure to do so within the given timeframe will be Saab's loss and not the Philippine government's fault, as they made the pledge in the first place. DND takes Saab's commitments and pledges seriously, which is why they were chosen for the program after working hard to market their Gripen to the Philippine government for the past 5 years. The credit goes to Secretary Gilberto Teodoro, who heads the Department of National Defense. As a lawyer and pilot, he understands the intricacies of the different aspects an aircraft requires, particularly a sophisticated multi-role fighter aircraft that needs constant maintenance and upkeep. DND aims to avoid the issues that the Philippine Air Force, PAF, might encounter with their chosen multi-role fighter once it is inducted into service. Gripen is an aircraft that meets the Philippine Air Force's requirements, with short takeoff and landing capability needed to lessen reliance on air bases. However, what matters most is the sustainability of the aircraft's operation, not just the aircraft itself. The 62 billion pesos allocated for this project is a significant amount, and the DND wants to ensure that it is spent on an aircraft that is sustainable in the long run. Regardless of whether the chosen aircraft is a Gripen, Viper, Golden Eagle, or Tejas, Secretary Teodoro believes that the amount from taxpayers' money spent on the chosen fighter aircraft is worth it.